well, by everyone, I mean everyone who was able to participate in the challenge live. You get what I mean? You're picking up what I'm throwing down. Let me know when we're live.
We're live.
Welcome everybody to Spellbound After Hours. Today we're going to be playing a game of irritable points. Um, because irritable is a synonym for touchy, and a points apparently is a synonym for subjects because we did not want to be copyrighted. Here's how this is going to work. I am going to ask one of the questions that we had you answer on the form, and you guys will, with your writing utensil and the thing that you're going to be writing on, write down the name of the person you think a majority of the cast voted for that specific superlative. Um, while in the form you weren't able to answer yourself, here you can answer yourself. And with each question we go through, I announce what the correct answer was, who gets points, whoever has the most points by the end wins immunity, guaranteed a 1 in 8 chance of winning this game. In the event of a tie, we do have a tiebreaker ready for the two people who are not in attendance. They did this challenge already. And I will be announcing if they get points as it goes along. While the answers you guys provided on the forms will not be public, these will. Got it. We gooch. In the event of a mercy rule, we're still going to keep going. So we're going to go through all 18 questions, even if mathematically it's impossible for someone else to win. So just so yeah, no. Let's take a formality. Everyone ready? Thumbs up. Wonderful. Because when you guys are finished writing down the name of the person, that's what you're going to do. You're going to put your thumbs up. And once I see everyone's thumbs, I'm going to tell everyone to turn around and reveal. And then Jared will be tabulating and Tawny will be too as to what your answers are. Question one. Who is most likely to choose vampire as their race? Who is it gonna be? Got thumbs up from Lily, thumbs up from Jared, thumbs up from Bryant, thumbs up from Caleb, thumbs up from Leah, thumbs up from J1, just waiting on Edward. Edward's nodding his head. No. Okay. Edward gets a thumbs up. Three, two, one, reveal. Okay. Aaliyah says Edward. Bryant says Ryu. Caleb says Edward. Edward says Aaliyah. J1 says Mikey. Jeremy says Ryu. Lily says Edward. Mikey says Jeremy. And Ryu said J1. The correct answer, the majority of you guys said that Edward would be the most likely to choose to be a vampire. What just happened? Okay. The people who already put Edward, please keep it up so that we can. So Leah gets a point, Caleb gets a point, Lily gets a point, and we move on to question number two. Question number two. Who is most likely to choose fairy as their race? We all know who our vampire is. Who's our fairy? J1 gets a thumbs up. Edward, Aaliyah has thumbs. Lily has a thumb. Caleb has a thumb. Jeremy has a thumb. And Bryant has a thumb. Everyone can reveal. Three, two, one, reveal. All right. Aaliyah said Mikey. Bryant said Lily. Caleb said Aaliyah. Edward said Caleb. J1 said Lily. Jeremy said Caleb. Lily said did you say Lily? Because your name J1. Sorry, it was right, perfectly aligned with your name on the Zoom. I was like, what? Mikey said himself, and Ryu said Lily. You all voted that Lily would choose to be a fairy. So the following players get a point. Brian gets a point. J1 gets a point, and Ryu gets a point. We're gonna move on to question three. Now we know who our vampire is, we know who our fairy is, but who is most likely to choose to stay as a human? This magical, fantastical stuff, they're not into it. Caleb has a thumb, Brian has a thumb, Jeremy has a thumb, Leah has a thumb, Edward, J1, Lily all have thumbs. Three, two, one, reveal. Aaliyah said Jeremy, Brian said Jeremy, Caleb said Ryu, Edward said Jeremy, J1 said Jeremy, Jeremy said Bryant, Lily said Jeremy, and Mikey said Edward, and Ryu said Edward. As seen by the overwhelming majority of Jeremy's on the screen, that is what you guys voted for. Yes, and Jeremy is most likely to stay as a human. The following players get a point. Aaliyah, Bryant, Edward, J1, and Lily each get a point. We'll move on to question number four. Who is most likely to set off a bunch of booby traps? You know, those kinds of traps. Lily, Jaywan, Edward, they know what traps we're talking about. Caleb and Jeremy know what the. Yeah, everyone knows what traps I'm talking about. Three, two, one, reveal. Aaliyah, I believe, says Ryu. I think, if I'm reading correctly. Whoa. Bryant said Edward. Caleb said Ryu. Edward said Ryu. Jaywan said Ryu. Jeremy says Ryu. Lily says Ryu. Mikey says Ryu. And Ryu said Ryu. So either Bryant's the only one to get a point, or everyone else got it right, which is
Go.
the unfortunate. No, no, unfortunately, it is Ryu. I'm sorry. So everyone except for Bryant gets a point. Correct. But we move on to the next question. Who is the biggest troll? You can interpret this question however you want. Maybe this is their race. Maybe they're just like a troll and like they love trolling, they love memeing around, love joking around. Caleb, Jeremy, Lily have thumbs. Lee has a thumb. Brian has a thumb. J1 has a thumb, and Edward has a thumb. Three, two, one, reveal. Leah said Ryu again. Bryant said Ryu. Caleb said Jeremy. Edward said Caleb. Jaywan said Ryu. Jeremy said himself. Lily said Ryu. Mikey said Ryu, and Ryu said Ryu. Not as overwhelmingly Ryu, but still majority of you said Ryu is the biggest troll. So the following players get a point. Aaliyah, Bryant, Jaywan, Lily, Mikey, and Ryu. Moving on to the next question. Who is playing for second place? Who's not playing a winning game right now? At best, they get second. Ryan has a thumb. Caleb, Jeremy, Aaliyah, they all have thumbs. Lily has a thumb. Edward, thumb. J1, thumb. All right, three, two, one, review. Aaliyah says Bryant, I'm pretty sure. Bryant says Ryu. Caleb says Jeremy. Edward says Mikey. J1 says Ryu. Jeremy says himself. Lily says Mikey. Mikey said Jeremy, and Ryu said Mikey. This is a 2-for-1 special. You all said that both Bryant and Jeremy are playing second place games. So the following players get a point. Aaliyah, Caleb, Jeremy, and Mikey each get a point. We move on to the next question. Who is most likely a lock for All Stars? Whenever that is. I've never hosted an All Stars game before. I wouldn't know. Caleb, J1, Lily, Bryant, Jeremy, Edward, they all have thumbs. Everyone except Aaliyah has thumbs. Aaliyah doesn't have a thumb. I don't see it. There. Okay, there it is. There it is. All right. Three, two, one, review. Aaliyah said that she is a lock for All Stars. Okay, we'll see about that. Brian says Ryu. Caleb says J1. Edward says Caleb. J1, can you please bring that a little bit closer? I think that says Lily. Yeah, that does say Lily. Jeremy says Ryu. Lily says Ryu. Mikey says Ryu. And Ryu says Lily. You guys said that Ryu were calling first thing once we're casting for All Stars. The following players get a point. Bryant, Jeremy, Lily, and Mikey. Move on to the next question. Who is the best at lying to people's faces? Not behind their backs, but to their faces. Got thumbs up from J1. Got thumbs up from Aaliyah. Got thumbs up from Brian. Thumbs up from Jeremy. Got thumbs up from Caleb. And a cameo from Caleb's dog. And we have a thumb up from Edward, and a thumb up from Lily. Three, two, one, review. Aaliyah says Ryu, I
It's a
think. That's a dog. Brian, what did you say? You said Jeremy? Caleb said Caleb, but with a question mark. Edward says Ryu. Jaywan says Ryu. Jeremy says Caleb. Lily says Bryant. Mikey said Aaliyah, and Ryu said Jeremy. You guys all said that Jeremy is the best at lying to people's faces. Bryant and Ryu um, both get a point. Move on to the next question. Now, the next five, we'll see how many of you guys get these correct at the end of the season. Or I guess these next seven, technically. Who is Cam's favorite? You know Cam, the proud member that's not here. Who does he like? Got thumbs up from Lily, Jeremy, Caleb. Got thumb up from Brian. Got thumb up from Leah. Got thumb up from Edward. Got thumb up from J1. Three, two, one, reveal. Aaliyah says Jeremy, I think. Yes. All right. So Bryant says Mikey. Caleb says Lily. Edward says Jeremy. J1 says Ryu. Jeremy says Aaliyah. Lily says Jeremy. Mikey said Ryu, and Ryu said Ryu. We were looking for one of two answers here. If you said either Jeremy or Lily, you will receive a point. The following players get a point: Aaliyah, Caleb, Edward, J1. Wait, no, I lied. What J1? What was J1's answer was Ryu. Sorry, buffoonery. Lily gets a point. All right, we move on to the next question. Who's my favorite? Who's my favorite player?
Also put Lily.
You also put Lily. Yeah, yeah, you get a point. Yeah. I don't know if I didn't say you, I'm sorry, but yeah, you're marked down. You have a point. Jan1 gets a thumbs up. We get thumbs up from Lily, thumbs up from Leah, thumbs up from Brian, thumbs up from Caleb, thumbs up from Edward. Oh, that is a thumb up from Jeremy. Three, two, one, reveal. Aaliyah's finger blocked her answer. I have no idea what it wrote. I think you said yourself. Aaliyah said herself. Bryant said Jeremy. Caleb said Aaliyah. Edward said Aaliyah. J1 said J1. Jeremy said Aaliyah. Lily said Caleb. And Mikey and Ryu said Aaliyah. The correct answer is that Aaliyah, allegedly, is my favorite. The following players get a point. Aaliyah, Caleb, Edward, Jeremy, Mikey, and Ryu get a point. We move on to the next question. Who's Jared's favorite? What's Jeremy into? I mean, Jared. Next question is actually who's Jeremy's favorite, but
There's
until
too
then,
many J names for you.
yeah, and honestly, got some thumbs on all of them yet though. Got all of them. Three, two, one, review. All right, so Aaliyah said Caleb. Bryant said Lily. Caleb said Caleb. Edward said Jeremy. Jaywan said Ryu. Jeremy says Jeremy. Lily says Jaywan. Mikey says Caleb, and Ryu says Caleb. We were accepting two answers. If you said Bryant or Caleb, you get a point. The following players get a point: Aaliyah, Caleb, Mikey, and Ryu. Move on to the next question. Who is Tawny's favorite? Tawny, who is your favorite, by the way?
Taylor Swift.
Real. Unfortunately, that's not an answer to the on the form. So who's Tawny's second favorite is what you guys are answering. Got some thumbs.
Megan.
All thumbs. Three, two, one, reveal.
Bonus point for me then.
Hello? Hello?
Megan.
Am I
Oh,
the favorite?
You are. Whenever you decide to
Aaliyah,
play.
real. Aaliyah said Jeremy. Bryant said Caleb.
Lost season
Caleb
in the
said Jay.
works.
Edward said Lily. Jay said Ryu. Jeremy said Aaliyah. Lily says Lily. Mikey says Lily. And Ryu says Lily. The correct answer is Lily is Tawny's favorite. The following players get a point: Edward, Lily, Mikey, and Ryu. Move on to the next question. Who is Xander's favorite? You know, the proud member that's not here. Who's his favorite? Who's he rooting for? We're about to find out. Got some thumbs. Someone scratched their neck, wiping their nose. I think we have all the thumbs. Three, two, one, reveal. We got some answers. Aaliyah said Jay. Bryant said Jeremy. Caleb said Jay. Edward said Caleb. Jay said Ryu. Jeremy said Aaliyah. Lily said Ryu. Mikey said Jaywan. Ryu said Mikey. And there is not one, not two, not even three. There are four eligible answers. It was two to two to two to two to one. So if you said any of Aaliyah, Caleb, Jaywan, or Jeremy, you receive a point. So the following players get a point: Aaliyah, Bryant, Caleb, Edward, Jeremy, and Mikey. We move on to the next one. Who is the hero of the season? Got them from Ryan. Got that from Edward, Jeremy, Lily, J1, Caleb. And we got all the thumbs. Three, two, one, reveal. Aaliyah says Lily, I think. Okay, yeah, got it. Bryant said Mikey. Caleb said Lily with a question mark. Bryant said, oh no, Edward said Bryant. J1 said Lily with one L. Jeremy said Bryant. Lily said J1. And Mikey and Ryu both said Lily. The correct answer is Lily is the hero of the season. The following players get a point: Aaliyah, Caleb, J1, Mikey, and Ryu. But now we got our hero of the season. Who's the villain of the season? Got them from our hero. Got Leah's thumb, Caleb, Bryant's, Edwards, Jeremy's just waiting on J1. Now we got J1. It's now three, two, one review. Aaliyah says Ryu. Bryant says Ryu. Caleb says Jeremy. Edward says Jeremy. J1 says Ryu. Jeremy says Caleb. Lily says Ryu. Mikey says Ryu. And Ryu says J1. The correct answer is Ryu is the villain of the season. The following players get a point: Aaliyah, Bryant, Lily, and Mikey. And J1. Move on to the next one.
Edward, what did you answer for that last one?
I had Jeremy.
Thank you.
Who are you most likely to put on your DNP? Be thankful it wasn't what we usually do. It's the same idea, but worse. It's who would you never want to see again ever in your life? That's what it used to be.
This is so much worse than that.
Like, who are you most likely to put on your DNP? I know who I would put. There's still a couple people we don't have thumbs up yet. I mean, everyone's got to answer it, you know? Just waiting on one more thumb. And now we got it. Three, two, one, review.
I really
Aaliyah,
didn't know.
Aaliyah said Mikey. Bryant said Ryu. Caleb said Jeremy, not really. Edward said Mikey with a question mark. Jaywan said Ryu. Jeremy says he wants himself on his own DNP. Lily says Mikey. And whoa, what happened?
I'm
What happened?
sorry. I'm sorry. That was me.
My goodness. Okay. Give
I
us a
fucked up.
moment to collect ourselves.
I fucked up.
My goodness. All right. Can you undo these?
Yeah, just hit undo.
I can't. I'm undoing my actions, not your actions.
Oh,
My goodness.
I fixed
Okay.
it.
Wonderful. Okay, so Aaliyah said Mikey. Bryant said Ryu. Caleb said Jeremy. Edward said Mikey. Jaywan said Ryu. Jeremy wants himself on his own DNP. Lily says Mikey. And Mikey and Ryu both say Ryu. Y'all said, fuck Mikey. Disrespectfully. I never want to play with Mikey ever again. The following players get a point, and an invitation onto Mikey's DNP, Aaliyah, Edward, and Lily. Our penultimate question. Who is getting voted off next? Who's going home? Who's getting their torch snuffed tomorrow after Survivor? Which I totally forgot is on Wednesday because I don't watch. Got some thumbs. Got some thumbs. Let's need one more. We got all the thumbs. Three, two, one, review. Aaliyah said Ryu. Bryant said he's getting voted off tomorrow. Caleb says Ryu. Edward says Jeremy. Jay says he's getting voted off tomorrow. Jeremy thinks he's getting voted off tomorrow. Lily says Ryu's getting voted off tomorrow. Mikey said Bryant, and Ryu said Mikey. Bad news for the three people who voted themselves. It's none of you. It's Ryu that's going home. The following players get a point. Aaliyah, Caleb, and Lily. We move on to what might be game point, the final question. Who is most likely going to win this game? So who is not getting voted up tomorrow? Or ever for that matter? Got thumb from Jeremy. Got thumb from Lily, Aaliyah, Bryant, Caleb, J1. And Edward. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Aaliyah said that she's winning this game. Bryant said Aaliyah. Caleb said Aaliyah. Edward said Caleb. J1 says Mikey. Jeremy says Caleb. Lily says Aaliyah. Mikey says Aaliyah. And Ryu said J1. The correct answer, or the one the majority of you guys said, was that Caleb is going to win this game. The following players get a point: Edward and Jeremy. So we're going to tabulate all of the points just momentarily. Okay. So we do not need a tiebreaker, but we're just going to go from last place to first place. Someone's typing in the doc and I'm scared. Oh, okay. They just typed winner. Got it. All right. In last place, receiving 6 points, getting 6 of them correct, unfortunately. J1, Jeremy, you are not immune this round. But barely squeaking them out with 7 points. Bryant, you are not immune either. But just squeaking out Bryant, just ever so slightly with 8 points. Edward, you're not immune. And neither is Ryu. In fourth place with 9 points, Caleb, you're not immune, which means it comes down to Aaliyah, Lily, and Mikey for individual immunity. 2 of you tied for second, but winning with 13 points. Aaliyah wins immunity, guaranteeing a spot in the final 8, because you ate that challenge. All right, so we will be having Tribal Council at 9:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. It'll be following the airing of Survivor 49 for those who are watching it. I don't, so I don't care about spoilers, but maybe the rest of you guys care about spoilers. Maybe the prod team does. Just be aware, don't, if you have like, you know how to do the spoiler tags, do that on Discord. I will see you then. If you need to cast a pre